Welcome to another edition of Progressive Patriot Live. I know I have one of the most confusing names in the network and platform, but that is not what we're here for today. Many things, much chaos has been occurring within these YouTube streets. That's right, the YouTube streets. I think it was just yesterday, Pepperidge Farms remembers the man Johnny Cashville himself. This is this reporter's first time actually discussing this particular individual using this particular name because I always found him to be somewhat neutral and, well, not. He did what I would consider a nuking, if you will, of his own channel, and it will henceforth determine what his channel will be for the future. Let's take a look, shall we, with the replay. Checking out the Cashville Live. First time I've ever done anything about Mr. Cashville. Remember, every opinion I share is as unbiased as possible. I have no hatred, no qualms, nor issue with anybody I am about to cover, for I am about to cover just about everybody in this cast of characters. So what say you, Cashville? What led to this chaos in the chat? Let's get the chat in replay right here and go.
To over all that bullshit. So much so I want to share something with y'all, man.
Yes, please share. Sharing is caring, Cashville. I saw your chat was pretty much split in twine, sir. You got the gotcha man right there. Let's see how this plays out, Cotton.
First, I want to get this thing started by saying I don't hate anybody. There's not a person on this platform that I can say I absolutely hate.
This reporter here can confirm that I feel the same way. I don't hate anybody, but there are sure people that I enjoy laughing at.
There's a lot of people I disagree with. And I've been disagreeing with them, and they know that. There's been some people's actions in the past. Let's start off with Patty, because that's really more what this is about. Everybody knows.
Picking your nose. Bold strategy, Cotton. Bold strategy. But let's listen to the substance. All right, right now we're talking about patty mayonnaise from Doug. Care to comment? Nope. I digress. We are talking about Patty Lynn. That is Ryan Upchurch's mother. What say you, Mr. Cashville?
I didn't agree with people attacking Patty. I didn't. I didn't think it was smart. If they're fans of Ryan, I didn't think it was smart because that's his mama. And no matter what,
This reporter would like to know, did Cashville at any point during that entire arc? I can add, let me drop the shit for just a second. During the Patty arc, where people were, they flipped the switch and went after her, and hell hath no fury, like CrackSquad scorned, they went after her. I don't know right now, because I can't recall. Did Cashville go after Patty during that time? If he did, then this is going to be looking like mighty hypocrisy, and I'd have some different comments regarding this. But let us continue. What is this message of peace from Cashville, the man that I'm on your neck, Jack, has to say?
as a father, as a parent, sometimes we drop the ball. Sometimes as a child, I've dropped the ball with my mom. But I've beat for my mom before, and I knew that's my mama. I'm going to.
This is a very different tune I'm hearing from Cashville. However, I will add, for the sake of fairness, I've heard him at least maybe once or twice in the past try to take the, hey, I'm all here for peace. Jokes are just jokes. That's as far as the consistency goes. But do his words match up to his actions? Well, let's find out.
Love her at the end of the day. But this is deeper than that, though. Really, like this is YouTube, guys. The jokes, cool. Joke, all you want, man. Y'all can tear my ass up. I don't give a flaming nothing. I don't care. You can do that.
No Smiles in Cashville's chat says, are we talking about how Dagburn did that street theater crap in Paintsville to try and get in good with Ryan? That was all staged. No idea what he was talking about there. All I know is that apparently Upchurch did try to invent some sort of meetup, and all I recall is that apparently the law was involved and it didn't go as planned. Otherwise, if there was other street theater, you let me know in the comments, because there's so much lore to this, you'd be thinking I'm reading Lord of the Rings CrackSquad versus CrackSquad edition.
And I feel like, as this being a platform, YouTube, I don't take this stuff too serious, man. I joke on people all day. That's what I do. That's what I love to do. I like to joke. I like to have fun. I like to create content joking on people. But there's a point where things go too far. Now, throughout this whole thing, these last couple of years, there's been times where I have took a break from YouTube, like break, like 3 months.
Wait, this just in. Let's see. What does Upchurch have to say? What's that, Mr. Upchurch?
You know how China has that like social score thing that everybody was talking about, how it monitors.
Thank you, Mr. Upchurch. China has that social score thing. Thank you for your contribution to the conversation. Let's continue, Dagburn. Not Dagburn, sorry, Cashville.
Not even logging in YouTube. Like, I'm not messing with YouTube no more. It's been twice that I've done that. I just done that here.
Oh, bless his heart, man. But with that kind of going on, you do not need a vacuum in the house. Props to you, saving money.
Recently, it came back, and the reason I took them breaks because I was getting looped in with a bunch of shit that I didn't agree with. I've always stated, and everybody knows that, I've always stated that doxing.
I don't know. The chat looks pretty confused so far. What do you think? We have others we're going to hear from pretty soon. That's what my network is telling me.
People ain't cool. And it's because lying and this stuff where it becomes borderline harassment. Like in the beginning of the Johnny Goble saga, in the beginning of the Dagburn stuff.
Damn, these things are really considered sagas now. Like, I can just imagine 100 years from now, there will find remnants. A thumb drive will contain the arc of CrackSquad versus CrackSquad, and aliens and very advanced civilizations will discover this. They will discover this, realize we were their ancestors. They'll figure out how to play it because their technology is infallible and perfect. They'll see it, and in pure horror, they will jump off the tallest mountain they can find. Go on, Cashville. Continue, sir, with the saga.
Dude, I was on Dagburn's neck. Like I used to hate that dude. Like, and I had a real, like, it was my issue. Like, I couldn't stand that dude. I was gonna go up to Paintsville. I was gonna whoop dude because he was saying stuff about my homie that no matter what.
What's this? What's Dagburn have to say? Let's check on Dagburn.
The time in his chat, dude talks about me like a dog in his chat. Like, what do you expect, bro? Like, you talk about Patty, you said some nasty shit, and you still doing it. This motherfucker's still doing it.
Okay, sorry for some technical difficulties. Apparently, it is being confirmed that has no relation, I repeat, no relation to what Cashville is talking about whatsoever. Allegedly, word on the YouTube streets is this, I believe, has something to do with the individual known as AD. AD, what do you have to say here?
I want to address a few things, and I know I've already touched on this motherfucking cat daddy. Back in the day, I stuck up for Patty. They'll never admit it. They'll never.
Boy, oh boy, Patty, this Patty individual, whether it be Patty Mayonnaise from Doug, my personal favorite, or the sweet Miss Patty, who I truly, Walter Cronkite, which is my name right now, I have been consistent in my support, never condoning the harassment that she endured. No matter how much you feel that she inserted herself, I truly believe, this reporter believes, that Upchurch is the one that made it into what it was. However, go on, AD. What more do you have to add?
Ever. They'll never say it. They're saying I'm the same, blah, blah, blah. So it's for me, it's like, fuck you. You get what I'm saying? I don't really care about.
All right, thank you, AD. For you, it's fuck you. Copy that. Now, back with the Cashville nuke. What do you have to say, sir?
Dude looked out for me. We changed each other's life, so I always feel like I'm indebted to him. You know what I'm saying? In that sense, like, and it wasn't even a money thing. Like, y'all don't understand, man. Ryan has changed my outlook. Back in them days, bro, I was wild, and Ryan calmed me down, man. He's a young dude, so I always had a certain.
I am still personally confused. I've never been quite able to pinpoint. Are Cashville and Upchurch cool? As far as I've seen, as far as this reporter has seen with his own two eyes, Upchurch has never said much or really anything kind. I believe he went as so far as to remove content that would ensure royalties to this man here. Correct me if I'm wrong, this reporter is not 100% on his accuracy, but by God, he is trying. Let us see. Do go on. Ryan changed your life, yes?
Type of respect for him, and I couldn't stand it. The stuff.
Let this reporter ask a sincere question, truly. Remember, I have no qualms and no hatred for anybody that I am covering in this little segment. Now, truly, it may sound harsh, but harsh questions need to be asked, especially this day and age when there's too many yes men and flip flopping, and that's okay. I believe in the evolution of changing one's mind. Do you respect the man, Cashville, or do you respect the income? Honest question. There is no vitriol in that question.
That he was saying about Ryan and his family, and I couldn't stand that shit. And it came a time that him and Patty got cool. So me being a grown ass man, this is what I don't understand with a lot of people, man. They patched their shit up, and I think that he's patched it up with Ryan now. Like everything's cool. They squashed their beef. So as a man, I feel like, man, that ain't my beef. You know what I'm saying? What am I doing? Insert myself in this other beef. And if they're squashed it, then cool. Let it be squashed. And it came.
Wait. Let me understand personally. Are you relying on someone else to handle their own mano a mano for you to make your determination and or decision, sir? Are you not able to have your own objective or opinion from the outside and just decide just that, regardless of if they're within a beef or not? If you have an issue with one or the other, why does something have to work out between the two parties before you decide? Yeah, I don't have a problem with any of this. It has nothing to do with me. This reporter finds quite curious. I'll be checking out comments soon. I'm sure they're plentiful, bountiful.
Came a time where I say about a year and a half ago that I got me and Johnny hit each other up on Instagram, and we talked and we squashed our beef. And I'm just that type of person, man. If I squash a beef with you, bro, I squash that beef. You know.
But was it as public as you're making it now? What does Upchurch have to say?
There's you and all this other shit, right? And your social score is based off of like how you act and what you do and this, that, and the other. Technically, that's not a bad thing if you're just a good person, right?
All right, thanks for the take. I wonder what all of our personal social scores are. What's Cashville's? What's Ryan's? What's this reporter's? What's Dagburn's? What's AD's? Oh, the questions. They are plenty.
I mean, because I kind of felt bad. Like, man, I said I put fear in the heart of his family. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, I did, and I felt bad for that shit. And the shit that I said and putting the turkeys in the yard, yeah, it was hilarious. But after.
Oh, that was you, sir. So Cashville took that ish in real life, went outside YouTube. It was the Cashville man that put those turkeys in the gobble's yard. Okay, this reporter's learning something new every day. Oh, to be on them YouTube streets.
After I done that, I seen people doing that to other people, and I just like I'm cool with being funny, but it becomes a time when a lot of stuff is like harassment and shit.
You are admitting to harassment. The second, I don't care how funny it is, you decided to go off YouTube. You have engaged in the very behavior you are calling out now, sir. Let's see if you've truly evolved on this.
And I felt bad for it, so I had to clean my side of the street, and we cleaned our side of the street, and we've been good ever since. Now, there's been times through that, like the stuff he said about got your man's old lady, I didn't like that. I didn't agree with that. But I just, I was like, you know what? I I know John, y'all. I know if y'all don't know by now, Dagburn is a huge Upchurch fan. He just went about it the wrong way. So me as a man, I'm willing to forgive and forget. And see,
If it wasn't for their whole nemesis arc between Dagburn and Upchurch, think of all of the music we would be deprived of. That was, I think, whether you like either party or not, it did benefit all of the music fans. We got some great and hilarious tunes. That was some of the greatest fun, I believe, that this community that is struggling so hard to stay together has in their back pocket. And now it's just flipped entirely, and I am personally watching this reporter is observing people's brain completely snapping. How's your brain today?
I see a lot of forgiveness going on with him, with him and Patty, and him and certain people, and that's a great thing. And I feel like there's another side of this that y'all won't let it go. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta let it go. Like at a certain point, like what do y'all get out of trying to rip his man down? Like why do y'all care if he don't work? Why do y'all like it's borderline?
All right, first question. Did this individual, Cashel, take part in this very behavior of going after him for not working? All respect given if these individuals have truly squashed all beefs and they are now able to just speak like adults and be cool. I think everybody can benefit from that all the better. I'm always skeptical about for what reasons, but if the end result is a positive, all right, let's see what AD has to say.
About going after females like that, like the feeling is I'm not going to let anybody lie on me. I'm not going to let fucking Dagburn and Patty sit over there and say they weren't coming to me for information. That Dagburn wasn't coming to me for help.
And the plot continues to thicken. Well, all right, AD. You're definitely your own breed, sir. Dagburn? No, that's okay. We'll hold on to that. Thank you. Ryan, we'll come back to you. Go on, Cashel. Preach it, son. What are you saying here?
Like this shit been going on for 3 years, man. This shit is getting old. You got Tim going up there Tim going up there making a mistake of even going up there and getting in the situation that he got in. Mr. Reactions doing cartwheels, getting knocked out and shit. Like for what? Like this is the same shit that for the last 2 years I've been bitching about. Like on AD's panel, I'd be like, "Nah, man, we're not gonna get involved in the family drama." And the devil's number one job, y'all, is to divide people's family. So anybody supporting that, I really never liked. And
All right, I just want to point out for the sake of honesty, consistency, there has been times where I've gone over to AD's channel and I've seen Cashville up there talking the best of shit with the rest. But if he's truly found a different high road to be on, and this is where he wants to be moving forward, I hope it is consistent. Although I have to admit, I do understand the confusion of all the respective communities. And his chat is a reflection of just that. Whoever OG Tyrone is, he is very desperate to bring to Castro's attention that AD needs to be held in check. Well, I don't think that's something that is feasible. There are certain individuals that are just going to do what they do, and nothing's going to stop that. So I think the faster anybody accepts that, especially if you're going to take a position like this, the better off you'll be. Don't worry so much about what others decide to do. Focus on what you're going to do moving forward.
I think y'all knew that because I would speak on it through periodically. I'd say, yeah, that shit ain't cool. We ain't gonna sit over here and talk about Miss Patty like that. Now, a lot of them people I fuck with, like genuinely, like I don't agree with it though. And I think it should stop. I really do. It's like, come on, man, let's find something else to make content about. Then people are good with each other. Everybody's at peace. Johnny's trying to do the right thing. Um, let him grow. Um, I've seen Johnny come from when he first got on this internet shit, y'all, and he first popped up. He was lit. Johnny was fucked up. He'll tell you that. And I see Johnny now. He looks like a little chicken nugget. He's so fat. You know what I'm saying? He's built like me now. Like he's really like, he's cleaned this side of the street. I feel like he's took accountability for his actions and let it be.
I'm hearing that we have random words from Upchurch. Random words for Upchurch. Let's see what he has to say.
If the rules aren't taken too far. See, our country is used to shit being manipulated all the time. What if it wasn't, though? What if it wasn't? Then would you be okay with it?
Interesting take from an individual that kind of influences a massive audience and sees to it that their bidding, thy will be done. But okay, moving on to Cashville.
Be, y'all. Let it be. And why drag a woman?
Cashville summoning the Beatles here. Let it be.
You know what I'm saying? Like this is especially if you support church. Like I never thought that was smart. Like you support church, but you gonna drag his mama in the body. You're allowed to have your own private opinion. I feel like you're allowed to have your own public opinion. But damn, bro, like that's his mom. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day,
let the record reflect, since people enjoy saying that I'm onto that devil's nectar. Let me get some in. This reporter's got to stay right. Oh boy. Hoo-ha, said Al Pacino.
mistakes were made.
You, AD. How about Dagburn? What's Dagburn saying? He was live when I started.
Go attacking Patty.
Pretty consistent. All right, why are you attacking Patty? Understood. And you know what? Solidarity, because that's where I stayed and never changed. Not once fluctuated. I'd never agreed with people going after her, not even when Upchurch himself was advocating for it. What do you have to say to that, AD?
Like that's not a narrative. Cashville dissed me. For what? What did he say?
This reporter's a little shocked that AD even cares, but all right. It is of my personal opinion that I think I saw some level of someone feeling somewhat betrayed during this live, which I did watch in its entirety. Anything more to add?
So I wish you the best, Patty, Cashville, and Dagburn, and whoever the fuck else joins you guys. Goddamn laughing stock of the internet at this point.
All right, didn't quite feel heartfelt, but you know what? Right in the feels right here, partner. Right in the feels right here.
Bro, well, you gotta, like, as a man and as a Christian, man, you gotta learn how to forgive people on all sides. Forgive and forget, man. Like, why make shit so complicated? This is the YouTube, bro. I don't care if you got 10 people watching your live or 3,000 people watching your live. Who cares? I feel like a lot of this is, oh, I'm a bigger YouTuber than, man, who gives a flying F? I can't.
Personal anecdote. I find that comment very interesting, being at the beginning of this very live. No, I don't mean any harsh criticisms, just speaking it like it is, Cashville. You waited about, a minute or so to wait for at least 50 people to be in the live before you decided to address the very topic that you're addressing. So a little irony. Hypocrisy, that's up to the viewer.
I don't like to cuss on here no more because it makes it better if you don't cuss. More people listen to you.
Shit. Oh, I think he's realizing there is a civil war taking place in the chat right now. Gotcha Man is on the ropes, definitely not happy. Whoever Rock Chalk True Crime is, posting them red stiletto-esque shoes, high heels. Amen, Red Chalk. Amen.
That's all I can do is keep it real and tell the truth and how I feel about it. Because, you know, I felt for Patty. And it came a certain time that I was like, damn man, like
I'm legitimately curious if he advocated for Patty the whole time or if he deviated once, started trolling her. Genuinely curious.
fuck, leave Dak Burton alone. Who cares? Like,
I'm sorry, not sorry. The first thing that came to mind the moment I heard those words in this instant was, leave Brittany alone. No relation.
y'all make that man famous, bruh.
Facts, and I don't know what the hell just happened there. Double burp, almost vomited and swallowed, don't know.
And I know there's gonna be certain people that don't like me making this video, and that's fine. But look, guys, I don't hate y'all. I feel like y'all should
I don't hate you either, Bubba.
get your shit together. Don't worry about it, man. Move on with life. I mean,
There is a individual that had something specific to say. I haven't yet shared a comment. What you have to say, Hardcore MMA?
Hey, is this thing on? Hey, McFly. Is this thing on up, Cashville? Because you about to get cooked. Because I'm hot at you. Oh. I just want to start off by saying that you's about a fake motherfucker. You are full of fucking dog shit. You make most of your content is getting on here dogging people. But now the people that fucking fuck troll Johnny, we need to get our shit together. Bro, what kind of fucking crack is you smoking? Like, seriously. Y'all motherfuckers on that side, y'all simping ass bitches, man. Y'all truly, it's either something wrong in y'all's brain or it's just y'all's character is just totally fucked up.
Any current member of CrackSquad, CrackSquad, whatever squad you wish to affiliate with, I hope at this point, if you made it this far, you acknowledge, just for the sake of knowing the truth and understanding it, there are sides, there is division, and there is absolutely a cult-like mentality involved in this entirety. I'm saying there is a portion that is not the ones that hold people accountable and call things out when they're topsy-turvy. Then there's the Glazers, and those are the cult members.
And definitely people that I don't want to fuck with. You definitely ain't no good old boys. Definitely not. So the people that call out Johnny on his fucking bullshit, being a rat, dachshund, racist.
As much as I personally, and I don't have a beef with Johnny, we actually seem to get along on chats. I only had words with him once when I found out about his comment about race mixing, and I confronted him in a chat once. It did not go well, and then time went by. I heard he kind of backpedaled on that, and I never held it against him. So I don't personally truly believe that he believes that. However, who am I to make that judgment of anybody? But let me make it clear where I stand personally. I don't have an issue with him, but I fully understand why people that are more invested into all of this days of our lives will basically have made it clear that this is the tipping point. This is going to ensure that they are loyal to Upchurch or not. And it's amazing that all it takes is this one individual. Which makes it even stranger. If Upchurch is able to bury the hatchet with this individual, makes me wish he would bury the hatchet with someone like ACAL and all the others. But even still, this to me is progress. Why it's such a huge issue? Well, there's lore and there's things regarding this entire history that I just wasn't around for. I only popped in 4 years ago, don't forget. This, to me, is a representation of the people that did not take well to what Castro said, or anybody that is becoming aware that Upchurch has dubbed Dagburn OJD.
Narc, deadbeat dad, jobless fucking bum, scandalous fucking leech of a human being. But we need to get our shit together.
I do appreciate the clarification, OG Tyrone. I can only take words at face value, but thank you. That was one of the only things, because I didn't keep up personally too much, but that was something when I heard it. It was shared with me, of course, with little context. That made me personally angry, and I did want answers. So, all right. Thank you kindly.
Really? Nah, I don't.
Remember, Mr. Tyrone, I need to stay on point here. The Creek Squad, I just want to make this point concise one more time. Creek Squad are the loyal fans, and at the very least, though, if they see something wrong, even within their own community, or even if Ryan Upchurch has done something that you feel is damaging, say like canceling his tour, and your knee-jerk reaction is to be upset, and you don't feel like you can't be upset, then you're Creek Squad. To me, Crack Squad are the ones that are afraid to speak their minds or to upset the balance in any shape or form. The ones that bury what they want to say inside because of that fear. That is where I call Crack Squad the cult.
I don't think that's how this is going to work. This is how this is going to work. All y'all fake motherfuckers.
That's all right. It's YouTube, the great world of YouTube. We're all going to do what we're going to do. And we can't stop anybody from doing what they decide.
Y'all stay on that side. Stay over there. Keep fucking sucking that up church and gobbledygook. And us normal people over here, us hard-working people that see through the fucking bullshit and the people that's not fucking fake, we'll stay on this motherfucking side. I'm done with y'all. I mean, enough with this flip-flopping. I've seen so many of y'all flip-flop so many times. It shows me what y'all's true character is. Y'all ain't worth the fuck. That's it. I don't give a fuck what you do, whose music you've made, who you've made famous, who you've made money. I don't give a fuck about none of that. I judge off what I see people do.
This individual, to me, is the spokesperson for a great many of the people that consider themselves the true blue Creek Squads. What the hell is going on? I got a Cashville floating everywhere. All right. Well, Cashville, let's go back to what I'd like to call now your content nuke. Continue.
If anybody attacks you, I wish there was somebody that could just say, from now on, nobody attack each other. Leave each other alone. Go separate ways.
My first and honest question to Mr. Cashville regarding this sentiment. Do you intend to walk the walk when it comes to one of your favorite rivals, nemesi, Martin? Martin Uncensored, Martin Speaks, whatever he decides. I prefer Waterhead personally. Are you going to let up on Martin and truly practice what you preach? This is your moment, sir, to show people you are about what you are speaking and that there is nothing more behind it. No bullshit, and it's all real. Let's see.
And then if it happens again, then you're justified because it's been so much. Look, man, I got this little weak ass. I ain't even gonna say his name. He knows who he is. He gets on there, makes memes and makes videos and comments about my dead brother.
I detest that behavior. Unfortunately, it is an element that nobody can stop. I do feel that the individuals that continue down that path will be the very reasons that legislation is written, the hammer will drop, and more restrictions and censorship will be the norm on all of these platforms, unfortunately. So continue the behavior at your own peril. You're going to ruin it for everybody. What's that channel, by the way?
That shit fucking sucks. You know how bad I want to take his mouth and stick it on a curb and kick him in the back of the head until it busts his whole. I literally want to do that. And if I don't even know who to do this, it's always a fake account that does it. They ain't gonna show their face. They ain't gonna put an address on it. I don't care if dude is in Dallas, Texas. If he put an address on it, I'm hopping on a plane and we squaring up, bro. Like there's certain lines you cross. So I know how that shit.
Okay, am I calling out an inconsistency, or is this just an exception to the rule? Did he not open up with saying we don't go off YouTube? I understand when it gets very personal, though. We all have our primal feelings. I just find this curious. But okay, I'm still trying to understand the man's stance and message.
It feels. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Let's see what AD has to say.
Like, straight up, bro. You want to paint what type of narrative and not come to my defense when these motherfuckers are lying on my name? I already knew what you was going to do, bro. I already knew what you was going to do. And it's cool. It ain't no skin off my back. It's just good to know how people roll. It really is.
I do detect that the man does feel a level of betrayal. He does not seem very pleased with the actions that have happened henceforth. I personally am interested in seeing the panel where he refers to Patty and Dagburn, I believe, both talking about him or lying on him. If anybody is able or willing to share any links, I'd be very thankful. Thank you. This reporter says thank you.
I know how that shit feels. And everybody be like, well, he talked about Wade. He talked about Wade. Well, yeah, but Wade talked about his dead mom too. So it's always been a tit for tat thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's no nobody's innocent.
A day with tits are fantastic. It's all about those tats, though. I don't know. I took my Hail Mary.
Nobody's innocent in this shit. And I just think it's time for it to end, man. Like,
I think, all right, that's one sentence that I universally agree with. There is not a single person, I don't care how self-absorbed you are, narcissistic or egotistical. Nobody, that is nobody, is innocent. That is correct.
let's bring this community back together, bro. Let's joke. Let's have fun. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of people that make roast videos about me and joke on me, and I still respect them. I still like, man, that's funny because I can take a joke. But it's when it goes beyond like what like dipshits doing to me with my brother. Like that's beyond a joke, bro. Them are fighting words, and y'all, and we're all adults. We know, we know, we know what where the limit is. I don't hate nobody, bro. I do want to curb stomp that one dude, and I will. I swear, if he ever puts an address on that, I'm coming. I'm just going to dedicate my weekend to pulling up in Houston or Dallas or Fort Worth or whatever. We taking a plane and renting a car. Where you at, Jack? Just because some stuff is unforgivable, and I get it.
I mean, I do believe that all of us have to be honest to some degree. There's always a line for everybody, and if it's crossed, we'll go primal as all hell. So I can't entirely disagree with the man's point. It is confusing when he just gets done with a lecture, for lack of a better term, of saying how it's all on YouTube, it's all jokes. But I understand there is a line.
Hillbilly. Okay, cool. I'll be that hillbilly. Um,
He is responding to the individual hillbilly saying, "You fake AF." And he responds with, "I'll be there." All right then.
Hillbilly's one of them dudes that just ain't gonna let this shit go. Bless you, hillbilly. Hillbilly's commenting from a fake page.
I think that's the real guy just saying, let's see what Upchurch has to say.
I think it's funny when people are like, hell no, fuck that shit. You know what I mean? You know why it's funny? Because one, if you ain't doing nothing bad, then who cares? Two, it's already happening to you. Fool, you just ain't got a score for it. It's funny.
Thank you for the insight again, Upchurch. Something to do with social scores. Using this completely out of context on purpose, though. LOL.
It's cool to be funny, man. Yeah, I'll be that hillbilly. You're cool. You're here.
No, Hillbilly is saying you're not cool. That you two are not cool, sir. Okay. Are you in denial? Just an honest question. Just a reporter being an honest observer.
I like your opinion. And there's people that, you know, just not gonna like dude, not gonna accept dude, and not gonna like Pat. And I don't think really Patty gives a shit at this point. I think I'm
I can speak to. I got to speak to her last night in a chat. She seems to be having a good time right about now. That's as near and far as I can tell. She seems to be much higher spirits, and that's all I ever was hoping for. From the beginning, especially when it got disturbing, and I have to blame Ryan himself. He's the one that spun the narrative, and he pretty much summoned his minions to go after her, and that did a lot of damage to her. That is complex for her to reconcile or talk about publicly, and I understand that fully. Just speaking what I think, though. I can't not.
Our main focus is getting our family back together and loving life and enjoying life. Anybody, man,
I'm really saying, when you're pulling up on flawed, is this something else Cashville has said in the past that doesn't mix with what he's saying currently?
anybody that's a parent on here knows how heartbreaking it is just to argue with your kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, my son got mad at me the other day and wouldn't talk to me. It pissed me off. You know what I mean? Like, it's your kid, bro. And we shouldn't be encouraging that shit. You know, um, we should be praying for them type of people. And I don't get the
My advice, Cashville, just from one channel operator individual to another, or reactor, or chatter, whatever you want to say, don't get lost in the sauce of the chat. Sometimes it's too distracting. I prefer reading them back. I can see that you're losing whatever points you're trying to make, but fair enough.
there's just a limit to this shit, y'all. And yeah, I'm standing with Patty, and I'm standing with her. Like, she ain't never done nothing to me. Y'all need to chill on that. Just chill on all that, bro. Let them people live their lives, bro.
It was during Dagburn's live last night that he proudly referred to this very live of Cashville's and explained to Miss Patty, yeah, Cashville went up there and he did a great live and he said he stands with us. Well, here are the results.
Somebody, like with the Triple T, and I told Triple T this, like, bro, be a bigger person, man. Let that stuff go, man. Like, quit harping on church, bro.
Real quick before I with the Triple T stuff, am I the only one that thinks it's you can just have opinions about people and decide like, okay, they're decent enough to interact with, but it doesn't mean that you have to wholeheartedly co-sign to everything and stand with them? Because I don't have issues with these people and I'm able to have civil conversations, it doesn't mean I'm going to join their army or cause. I want to make that clear.
Triple T's an Upchurch fan. He loves Upchurch.
What up, OT?
He just influenced by another group of people right now. Like, let that shit go, bro. Let's get to the music. Let's get to the money. Let's get to the laughs. Let's get to the good times. Like,
bad Wi-Fi. Has this message been consistent? What is confusing is the messenger, who it is in and of itself. The message is something I would normally rock with, and hell, maybe upon further thinking, I'll decide I agree with it in the majority. But the man himself, his previous actions just do not mesh well with what he is putting out there, which makes this a bit of a conundrum. I don't know. What say you, Mr. Hardcore MMA?
And use a shady fuck, along with a lot of y'all over there.
Thank you, Mr. Hardcore MMA. Cashville, care to finish? I don't think I can.
It makes me not want to get on here, bro. That's why I'll be gone. I'll stand here for like a month or so, and then I'll dip off and never come back for 4 or 5 months because I get tired of it, bro. It's like, dang, bro, you can't. My first thing was I would joke on people, and then all of a sudden I'm a bad guy, and I'm just a horrible human being for joking on somebody. No, bro, I'm just fucking joking.
This is gonna. I actually am eager to see Gotcha Man's video. I don't like Gotcha Man, but I like his channel. See, I can't wait to see what he has said as a result of this, because in the chat he is not having any of this.
Can I not fucking joke? Because I'm not a bad guy. I'm not a horrible human being.
You have been somebody's bad guy, sir. At least concede to that.
Like, I don't get that stuff, man. So I left for that reason. I was like, hell no, I'm gone, man. These people can't even take a joke. Because I'm not gonna dox nobody. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna send nothing to nobody's house. I'm not gonna talk about people's dead relatives. I'm not gonna do none of that type of stuff. Like there's a line that you there's a line you cross when you cross into like, and I'm not gonna stay on
There.
nobody's head forever. Like not forever. I'm just not. Like I use him till he gets on his live and says something to me. And I'll make a little funny video real quick and keep it moving. Do I want Martin to do better in life? Yes. And it seems like that's what he's doing. He's holding down his job. I don't know what he's honestly, I don't know what he's got going on with his children. He got up and left his children, but maybe he's reaching out communicating with his children. Maybe he's sending his baby mama money. You know what I'm saying?
It appears that the last video I remember I saw, just the first few minutes, is about some other strange individual apparently that Upchurch has shared. So we haven't technically gotten a proper Gotcha Man response. Well, let's see how that pans out, because I'm sure it's inevitable.
And helping support the kid. I hope so. And it would be great.
Hello, Twisted. Good to see you, man. BSR, rocking them Crocs, man. That's okay. Flip flops. That's the dog diggity these days. Don't ask me what dog diggity means, though. Couldn't come up with a definition even if I tried. Dog diggity.
It would make me so good to be like, man, Johnny, I stayed on his head so much. He done went back to Ohio for the weekend and took the kids out to a water park or took them out to the zoo and hung out with his kids. You know what I mean? Like some of the stuff I do, y'all, it really be on some like.
I'm confused right now. Bear with me. I did not want to backtrack at all. I am confused.
Joe, because I'm not a bad guy. I'm not a horrible human being. I'm not gonna do none of that type of stuff. Like there's a line there's a line you cross when you cross into like, and I'm not gonna stay on nobody's head forever. Like not forever. I'm just not. Like I use him till he gets on his live and says something to me, and I'll make a little funny video real quick.
Glitch in the Matrix.
Keep it moving. Do I want Martin to do better in life? Yes. And it seems like that's what he's doing. He's holding down his job. I don't know what he's.
I think that's a very easy position to take. I mean, hell, let me call out myself. It's the position I take regarding Upchurch. I mean, I want to see the man do better. He has every resource, every reason, every motivation to do better. Yet, I continue to call out everything that I believe is detrimental and anti doing better. Is all this time Cashville secretly trying to better the life of Mr. Martin himself? What an interesting development. Okay.
Honestly, I don't know what he's got going on with his children. He got up and left his children, but maybe he's reaching out communicating with his children. Maybe.
Okay, that is just wild to me. That is speculating on how he might be doing this, that, and the other. I cannot, will not condone this. That is for somebody who has made it public what they've done with their own family to prove. Just like he accused me of a lie, and I asked him to prove it with $1,000, mind you, and he told me to prove that I didn't do the thing that he lied about. That's the way that Waterhead, as AD would quote it, operates. I don't play those games. So this very strange turn of events where you're trying to speculate that he's doing the right thing, I don't want to hear it. Sorry, not sorry. We're going to skip that entirely. Let's skip quite a bit.
At nobody and trying to, it ain't got nothing to do with me. And I'm going to keep it that way. And I'm going to rock with whoever the hell I want to rock with. Like
amen to that. I'm with that 100%. Doesn't mean you co-signed everything they do either. You just rock with them. You talk to them. That's it. Doesn't have to get any deeper.
I want to be good until I get burnt again. If I get burnt, then that's my lesson.
Oh, and to any of the mods, if you are blocking anybody, I do request, please let me know who you have blocked at with IG, Discord, email, whatever. Please and thank you.
And and if people got beef with each other and then they squash beef, we should support that. That's the right thing to do, is to support that. You know what? Let people let it go. I'm gonna stay out of this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm just curious. Look, I support a lot of what you're saying. I think I just have some confusion with some of your history. but the message, okay, where's this energy with promoting, I don't know, Brian Upchurch to bury the hatchet with ACAL and company? Where's that energy? Wouldn't that be even more beneficial if your boy went and, made big moves? Right now, you have chosen to specifically discuss the Dagburn acceptance and the way it's all been currently. Is it because it's controversial? And of course, we cannot deny the elephant in the room that everybody's been talking about and speculating that you're doing this because simply, and only you can clarify this, sir, I am only speaking what I see. I am not telling you what I believe in this matter, as I don't know that I have a fully formed opinion. People believe that you are incapable of speaking out against Upchurch, or at this point, specifically, Dagburn, because you are indebted financially and otherwise, reputation and otherwise, to Upchurch in its entirety, a theory I have heard speculated by AD as well. Is there truth to that? Only one person knows.
I'm always gonna ride with my people, bro. Period. I don't have the relationship that y'all have with Patty. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my people, dog. Like I'm that's that we've had conversations.
If that's the case, that be the internet, Arcadian, or whatever your name is. That's just what it be.
That's my friend. I feel her pain, and I want to see her flourish with her family and do great things. I'm cool right now where I'm at. Like I'm great in life. I pray for people, and I love to see great things. So anybody that don't support that, it's kind of like, damn, bro, you don't support like them being cool again. Like for what? That's their family. That's their family. That lady gave birth to that man. Like she did. Like you ain't gotta like it, but it's good. It's
Salute, Red Fox. Some serious receipt. Yeah, Twisted. This is true. That's a real content nuke right there. PBR has established very publicly that he has some devastating, world-ending, reputation-burying receipts about Mr. Cashville, speaking very, very freely about his real thoughts and out of the plain old decency of old PBR, call it what you will, honor, or whatever the case, decided not to release it. I mean, you got to give him some credit there. I don't know if he would have any reason to decide to do that, but regardless, that is terrifying to imagine such leverage being held against you every day that you decide to live publicly on YouTube.
pray because the devil's number one job is to divide the family. I don't get it. So I feel like if I support that, then I'm supporting the devil. I'm running with the devil. Period. With anybody, even people I don't like.
No. And bear in mind, Cashville, this is just me being the outside objector. I'm not inserting any of my opinions. I only have questions regarding your history. And in terms of when Patty, it was popular to go against Patty, I am curious because I was not there to see it for myself. Did you join the group and go after Miss Patty at that time? That to me would cancel out a lot of what you have said. Remember, in general, I agree with a lot of what you're saying. Let bygones be bygones and live in peace. Let's focus on the future. If I find any inconsistencies personally, which is what I do with this channel, I'm just putting them out in the ether and watching for what people say in return.
I want to see their families together. It bothers me for a long time. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I gotta say.
All right, so let's go to an area I did not intend to. If you would enjoy for the link to be dropped. I don't see why not. Copy. X. We're doing it live. Link is dropped and only for you. Nobody else today. Nobody's throwing their schlongs on my damn screen today. Do you think? Oh, okay.
What's up, bro?
What's up, Mr. Cashville?
I,
Welcome.
ju- I just came in here, man, just to clarify. I've never said anything about Patty. I've never done nothing but support her. And never said anything about Ryan. Never done anything but support him. Everybody knows that. Anybody trying to push that narrative is fucking bullshit. Bullshit. A bullshit.
So,
And I don't feel it's necessary to defend a lie. You know what I'm saying? Like I really don't. I kind of laugh when I hear that shit.
would this be a 100% clarification that PBR insinuating that he has some sort of a what I'd call a content nuke of you either voice calling or messaging,
No.
saying a bunch
Um,
of things that apparently would bury your reputation? Is that true or false?
no. No, I've never said anything out the way about even PBR. And I mean, I mean, I joke on people all the time. I've joked on Johnny, and this is the whole thing that everybody's all in the uproar and all mad about is because I said basically like a year and a half ago, bro, I apologized to Johnny for the things I said about his wife and sending turkeys to his yard, and I had somebody come by there on a loudspeaker and gobble all night. And looking back on it, a year and a half ago, I looked back on it and I was like, dude, I should have done that. That was lame. I don't want to. Like I'm here to joke and have fun. I'm not here to threaten people and bully people and scare people and come to their homes. And I just that doxing shit, all that shit's, and I've always said that all that shit is whack, bro. And I realized, hey, I made a mistake there early on with Johnny, and I personally apologized to him. I personally apologized to his wife, and we squashed our beef, and everything's been cool since then. Now, do I agree with everything Johnny has done? No, but on the flip side, I don't agree with a lot of things that they done to Johnny either. I think this shit's just, I just think this shit is getting old. You know what I'm saying? Like it's cool to joke around on the internet and shit and have fun. That's cool. But when you start doxing people's address and calling their jobs and making fun of dead relatives, like it's not cool. You know what I'm saying?
This is where I wholeheartedly agree that there is a line, unwritten or not. There are certain areas that if they are crossed, we go primitive. We'll go full ape man and lose our shit. It's just the human condition. So I understand and I vibe with the overall message. My observation more so is how this entire thing, Ryan Upchurch also deciding to forgive Dagburn, has really broken the brains of people. And it's hard for me, as somebody that's only been invested for 4 years, to fully understand why it's such a thing. They started out, would Upchurch have had as many hits as he does if there was not that whole arc of Dagburn versus Upchurch?
Oh no, I mean he had way more. He had hits back before Dagburn even came in the picture. I think him saying, you know what, y'all ease up off of Dagburn is not a bad thing. It just kind of, I mean, I think that's not. I don't think that's a bad thing. Like who really like my thing with all these people in Dagburn. Like they're too invested into what Dagburn's got going on, man. And I'll say this to them. They know that. And I've said it to plenty of them guys. Like man, especially here recently, I've been reaching out to them other people. Like bro, when are y'all gonna quit all the Ryan up church hate and all the I get it, but at the same time, like somebody's got to quit. Maybe if y'all quit, he'll quit. I mean, they sit and say, "Oh man, he goes on Instagram and talks about Adam." Okay, cool. He's on Instagram and makes 10 stories about Adam that day. Well, y'all spend 5 hours a night talking about Ryan. So what is the freaking difference? You know what I'm saying? Like I just don't get. And it's like somebody has got to like say, you know what, we're gonna. And I don't like I say it and say it. I've said it the last 2 or 3 weeks till I'm blue in the face, and ain't nobody gonna quit. And I'm kind of like, okay, cool. I'm bottling out of this whole shit. My loyalty resides with Ryan. I always will. I think everybody knows that. Um, and that's just it is what it is. I mean, me and Ryan have had, he's made videos about me, but a year later, I didn't say nothing back. A year later, we ended up linking back up and kicking it at the house and painting paintings all night together and smoking good weed. Like we're cool. You know what I'm saying? Like people argue and people fight. I got to commend Tim for this. Like The internet went, man, these people really attacked me when Ryan made that video about me, and Tim was the only one that defended me in the sense of, he said, look, man, I'm not gonna get in the middle of this because Ryan and Johnny might end up Cashville might end up cool again, and he stayed out of it. And he kind of I had that's how me and Tim got cool because I had a place to kind of like, damn man, thanks. You know what I'm saying? A place of safety when it came to him. Like he kept it real. And he said the same thing about Patty. He's like, I'm not gonna dog Patty. I'm not gonna dog Patty out because they're gonna end up being cool one day. And a lot of people that dog Patty out, it never made no sense to me because I knew that's his mama, bruh. You know what I mean? They're gonna end up back cool. I've fought like that with my mama before, 10 years ago, and my mom is my best friend still to this day. And we didn't talk for a year and a half, and we're best friends now, like we should be. It's family. I feel like the devil tries to separate people's families, and that's the devil's work. I didn't like it when it was happening. I don't encourage it, and I wish everybody would chill now. Just let that
I
let
have to ask for the sake of consistency, as you being someone that's been on the receiving end of what Upchurch can do with his platform and outreach. You have been on that receiving end. So have I. So have many people. Are you able to, while being on his side, at least call that out, or have you tried to speak to him, or at least publicly address such a thing?
My thing is like I said it in that video. It's like, comment to me, like commented. I get hate comments every day. They don't bother me. It's a comment. Now, if you hate comment, throwing jokes or whatever, and some of them not even jokes. Only thing, like if you're talking about people, there's a line. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's a line. Like if you're talking about somebody dead relative and you're really like going deep or talking about somebody's children, going weird places. Yeah, none of that should be on either side. Should be cool. But I mean, just like everybody says, oh, Creek Squad does this, Creek Squad does that. I tell you right now, I was looking at my comments today on this video you're reviewing, and there's 5 or 6 of them in there that are just from that side of things, just talking outlandish shit. And me personally, I don't give a fuck. Like I just don't. It's a comment, bro. Until you come pull up on me and want to see me, then it's a different story. Like it's just a comment. But it can't go too far. Like he's like a little stalker. He's like a fanboy, but he constantly says I killed my brother with fentanyl and talks about go dig your brother up and your brother's a bitch. He's a dead bitch, and that shit's like beyond. That's like fighting words. You know what I mean? That's when it goes too far.
I
Yeah, but
appreciate the insight. I don't feel that the question I specifically asked was answered, though, as being someone, and there's kind of a collection of individuals that have once had a channel that come here for support or in general who have felt that Ryan Upchurch, and remember, their intention was to glaze him or just show that they were fans. Their channels got chased off by his community members, some by his own calling, some by some of the lesser knowns that decided to be like gatekeepers. You faced that. What has been your decision to deal with that? Do you call it out publicly? Do you talk about what it's like to deal with that? Or do you speak with Upchurch himself regarding that?
I've never spoken to him regarding that. I don't. Uh, I mean, when it happened to me, that's all I can only speak of. When it happened to me, I just ignored it. I really like just shut my YouTube down. But I look at it like maybe I look at it different than a lot of people. Like if you go on this YouTube and you constantly make videos dogging out Beyonce, she's got something called the Beehive, and them girls are gonna come over here and try to ruin your fucking life on publicly on the internet. That's just, I mean, it goes back to even me. Like when some people know, some people know. I rapped for 15 years before I produced and managed and did the stuff that I do now when I was younger. And one, kind of how I got my start was going at Haystack. I don't know if you know who Haystack is. He's a well-known, pretty much a white rapper legend from Nashville.
I
Super,
do
super,
indeed.
super had a cult fan base following. Just had a whole bunch of fans that rode to the death. And I went at Stack, and I experienced it then. And it's just part of it. Like I look at it like, man, these people with these big fan bases, they have fans that are going to go to any lengths to stick up for their, to stick up for their favorite artist. It's just how it is, man. You dish it out, it's gonna come back. Now, if it comes innocently, yeah, that's a different story. But a lot of stuff, a lot of people bring this stuff on themselves too. Like I did, like when I did with Haystack, I brought that shit up on myself. Thank God, me and Haystack 4 months later ended up being friends, and he ended up really impacting my career and taking me on three huge tours 3 years in a row, and really putting me out to the people and really helped me get my start and showing me the business even more than I already knew. So they ended up working out for me, but you know, I don't know. I think things do go too far for sure, and it is what it is. Yeah, it is. And you've always been cool, bro. We've been in chats together and stuff. You've always been cool. And I know you're entitled to your opinion. I'm different. I believe people are entitled to their opinion. People get mad at me because, oh, you're taking this person's side, or da, da, da. And I'm like, no, I'm just having fun. Like, there's no sides to me. You know what I'm saying? That like
Well,
that
love
Hard
it or hate
Target
it,
dude, like Hard Target. I like Hard Target's music. You know what I'm saying? And
so do
I'm,
I.
you know what I'm
Love it
saying?
or
So,
hate it, you took a stand yesterday or today, and that does take some level of cojones. So, love or hate, I suppose some respect is in order, but I still have like a question. And if you feel honestly that you don't have the level of comfort to answer it, just say in your own plain words, do you see or not see? And I don't mean to keep circling back, how Upchurch does enable the very behavior that you yourself are kind of calling out and hoping for a ceasefire.
um, I don't see Upchurch directing it toward. I see him going at Adam. You know what I'm saying? That's what I see. I see him going at Adam, and he's gun hole set as fuck Adam. And I also feel like he has every right to say that. You know what I'm saying? Like there's been stuff in the back streets that's went on for years that people don't know about. So it's like, he's and that's part of it. He knows if he says fuck Adam, his fans are gonna say fuck Adam too. Just like Adam saying fuck Creek Squad, and his fans are gonna say fuck Creek Squad. Now a ceasefire on all ends would be cool. Do I think they'll ever be cool? Fuck no. But it will become a time where everybody kind of just goes about and does their own thing. That would be cool in the whole reality of the situation, just to see everybody go back and be cool. But I mean, shit, it's just part of it. I mean, if he says fuck dude, he says fuck dude. I mean, I'm just a loyal person, bro. If you're my friend, I'm gonna ride with you right or wrong. That's just who I am as a human being. I mean, I had, and it has nothing to do with money because there's people that I made friends with on YouTube. One of them's watching your shit right now, and he's turned on me several times, and I still just be like, man, shut up, dude. I like you, bro. You're a cool dude. Shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have no hate towards that person. I'm not that type of person. But that's me, bro. I'm different. I'm a very forgiving and understanding person, and if I'm your friend, I'm your friend, bro. I see something in you that makes me want to say, man, I ain't worried about that shit. Now, if you cross the line and you fuck with my family or fuck with my old lady or take something from me, it's a different story. Words are just words, man. And I think a lot of this YouTube shit, people get butt hurt over words and shit. I do sometimes. We all do. You know what I'm saying? But we have to, as men, we have to catch ourselves and know where the line is. Like, okay, this dude's over here harassing me and talking shit about my brother that passed away. That was more like my son. I raised this kid, and it hurts my feelings and makes me want to kill him. But I'll never be able to do that because he'll never show his face. He'll never drop our address. I'm fighting a fight that will never win. So I just have to ignore it and accept it. Like, okay, this dude's a weirdo, and he goes to weird places with this shit. I can't. It's hard to joke on somebody that's hiding behind a screen. You know what I'm
That,
saying?
that is a part of it, and I empathize, and I'm sorry you have to go through that. Like, just as a human to another human. I think there was one pretty interesting comment that I just want to touch on. I'm not going to touch on any of the troll nonsense, but you mentioned how Tim gave you kind of like a haven, if you will, during a time when you perhaps needed it most. Do you
Yeah.
feel that you have adequately defended him in his time of need, or have you stayed out of it?
What was his time of need when he with the whole Dagburn shit?
Yeah, precisely.
No, I didn't. Maybe I should have. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't because on the flip side of that coin, I was in his comments saying, "Bro, don't go to that man's house. That man's gonna beat you up. He should have never went. He should have never done that. That
Oh, you
that's
were
that.
advising against it. I see.
Yeah, for sure. Because it had been reaching a boiling point with my inner self, like, damn, bro, this shit is getting to this point where people are pulling up on people over this YouTube bullshit. And I was like, and that's part of me making that video. I was like, dude, every side in this shit has done some dumb shit. And that was just dumb. And that's why I roasted Tim. I still to this day, that's why I didn't respond to Tim. I'm not going to respond to lies, and I'm not going to entertain that shit no more. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't hate Tim. I don't have it in me to hate anybody, bro. Like, it's nonsense. And I told him, bro, don't go, don't. And I bluntly said, dude is going to beat you up, bro. You're too old to be out there fighting. Dagburn don't give a fuck. It's been 3 years of people bullying him and him bullying people, and this shit's been going on too long. And the reason I say that, because like it or love it, for I watched fucking Dagburn for 2 weeks try to apologize to Tim and try to be cool with Tim and get up on his panel and try to apologize. And then he said, all right, we're cool. And then he gets back up on his panel, and then Tim talks a bunch of shit to him in front of a bunch of people and kicks him off the panel. Like I seen Dagburn try to make them effort to say, hey, dude, I'm sorry, bro. I want to squash this shit, and it didn't squash. So I knew when he said he was going there, I said Dagburn is fighting for a cause. And Tim didn't expect it. Tim didn't expect him to pull up. And we've all seen Dagburn. He hit that one dude. You know what I'm saying? Like I never thought for 1 second that Dagburn is just scared to fight. And especially where he's at with it now. You know what I mean? So I hated seeing that happen to Tim, but also I'm a comedian, so I'm gonna fucking roast it. You know what I'm saying? If it happened to me, I would expect people to roast me too.
The shit was funny. Is funny. Is
And it
funny.
wa-
I
and it wasn't
100%
it
agree.
wasn't a, yeah, it's funny, bro. But and ultimately, man, I just want Tim to, man. Tim was a humble dude. Tim ain't as humble as he used to be. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd
Yeah,
like to see
I've
Tim.
seen the change.
I like to see Tim stay away from the drama and just keep reacting to the music, and regardless of who he likes and who he don't like, it's just getting old. Just as I consider like a friend, like, bro, like that shit's lame, bro. You're putting yourself in the middle of this drama.
You're going robotic on me, my
It's
man.
one thing if he was just having fun with it, but like he makes
You're a
his
robot, man. Your connection is
his day his life. Yeah, hang on just 1 second, man. I was checking the mailbox.
all good, all good. I have, I think, one final question. And it's
Yeah,
more of my own personal
all right,
curiosity.
cool.
Let me know when you're good.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you. All right.
Hang
So
on
this one's
one
just for
second.
me. Yeah. Do you think? Do you think? 100.
All right, you're good.
All right, so you don't have to answer this because nothing has actually happened. I watched the live in its entirety. I read the comments in their entirety. You don't have to comment on this. It's only my curiosity, and it's okay if my curiosity needs to live on further. It doesn't appear that Gotcha Man agrees with your sentiment, which I didn't expect him to. Do you expect I don't know. Will this result in a beef between the two of you as a result of you siding, quote unquote, with Dagburn?
Uh, nah, man. I don't think so. I respect Gotcha Man. I think he respects me. I respect Gotcha Man as a family man, as a father. Um, no, I don't think so, man. Gotcha's a
Okay.
funny dude. I mean, and if it does, it would never be no. It would be an all in good fun. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think it would ever be no malice behind it. I just don't.
Okay, that's what I would hope.
You know, like, like
And
like there was somebody in my comments on the video I made about Adam and Gotcha Man Lost in the Woods, and there was somebody in my comments that started talking shit about his son. You know, Gotcha Man's got an autistic son. This I love that kid, and I've never met him, but he plays the piano. He's very, you know, autistic kids are very. Some of them are very gifted in other areas. You know what I'm saying? And I see what type of father he is. And this guy was dragging Gotcha Man as a father and Gotcha Man as and his son, and I was like, nah, we ain't gonna do that shit over here. You know what I'm saying? And some Gotcha Man fans got in the comments and was like, dude, Johnny, you know, that was some real ass shit. And I was like, nah, man, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna drag that man as a father. He's a great father. He's a great provider, you know. And we're not gonna talk about no kids over here, and especially not no autistic kids. We're not gonna do that over here. We're just not gonna do that shit.
I'll wholeheartedly, absolutely, 100% agree with that sentiment. And yeah, unfortunately, there are those that try to go after the lowest common denominator to try to get under people's skin. But I listen, Castro, man, thank you for dropping by. I really appreciate it. I've been actually hoping to talk to you over a
Yeah.
span of time. I've reached out to you way
Oh
back
no.
yonder.
Yeah, I already know. We talked about doing this right here, anyways. You know what I'm saying? So that's part of the reason why I came up. I was like, man, we've been meeting to kind of chop it up on a panel, anyway. So yeah, at any time, bro. Like I mean, I know we probably agree to disagree on a lot of stuff, but I can tell you're a good dude. You know what I'm saying? And people gave you shit before, and I've never gave you shit because you always seem like a level-headed dude, man.
All we can do is try, man. And honestly, the stuff that happens in this little box, it should stay in there. And it took me my own lumps and taking them to understand that it can if you let it. So all
Yeah,
right, man.
no, and that's the energy I'm pushing, man. I'm pushing peace and pushing positivity, and just, you know, it's okay to joke around. Just listen, guys, don't take it to that level. It's not worth it, and it's just not. You know what I mean? Like enough is enough. Somebody's got to say something. And I've always said the doxing shit was weird. Now it's just like I'm really standing on that shit, just so it don't get crazy out here. But it's all love, man. I don't hate anybody, bro. Like I might disagree with a lot of people, but I don't hate nobody. You know
I
what
do
I
got a
mean?
bonus round question for you. As a matter of fact, can we assume from the message that you have put out that you will no longer be on quote unquote Waterhead / Martin's neck
Man,
anymore?
man, you know what's crazy is, and listen, I don't talk about Martin's kids. I talk about Martin as a father being just not absent as a father. And that just aggravates me with people in general. And I try to extend the olive branch to Martin. I really did. I was like, look, dude, I'm gonna get off your head, dog, and let's just let it go. And I hope you do take my advice and go be a part of your children's life. And I said that, and the next day he's back in my comments telling me I don't believe in Jesus and that I worship the Buddha. And it's just like, oh God, he won't let it go. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I don't. That's to be determined, bro. I don't know. I don't really want to go there with him no more, and I really do. And I've done this shit before. And I explained it in that video. Like I've been on people's head, but in reality, I just want them to get their fucking shit straight. You know what I mean?
I could vibe with that.
But we'll see where that goes, man. I don't know. He does have a water head though.
Yeah, no, and I personally I think that's a niche of some milk that you should just keep on putting out to the people. But you make your decision, brother. God bless. Take care. All right.
All right, Bubba. Have a good one.
You too. Appreciate you. All right, people. Well, I guess pretty much this went further than I hoped for or expected, and I'm very pleased. I do love the interviewing format. That's what I started with way back when on the old show. I am not letting an individual named Hectorio, who trolled me on the other show I do, on to here. That's okay. And if you had your real face on and not a fake name, I'd trust you even more. But until then, go fuck yourself. With that being said, I still think Martin is a waterhead and that it's okay. I even encourage that we all laugh at him. Remember, Martin, let me put it out there one more time. I offered you $1,000, dude. $1,000. Just prove the thing you said about me is true. It's right there. You said I posted on Twitter about it. Go get that money, man. All right. Anyway, everybody, thanks for joining. I tried to do this with like a different spin. I want it to be like a reporter style. So here we are, everybody. God bless. Let's see where the slop tube goes in the next direction. I can't wait to read the comments. Y'all take care, all right? Just find what makes you happy, and it should be that simple. Good night.